Hey guys, Flash here. Just wanted to talk about the Mr. Pandora talents and what I think about them. It's kind of sketchy the way they have it right now. It's only 6 talents that you can choose from in intervals of 15, every 15 levels. And based on what I've read and everything, they're trying to push away from everybody running the same spec like they do now. Like everybody has like a typical spec they run, and they kind of want to make it more diverse and stuff like that. But I think it's going to work the complete opposite, because if you're a Furo Druid or you're a certain spec in a certain class, you're pretty much going to do exactly what the top players in PvP or Arena is doing, just because you want that. You don't want to lose an edge, and you want to be, a high rated player. You're thinking, if someone has a high rating and they're doing this, maybe I should be doing that. I don't know. I really don't know how it's going to work. It might pan out the way that they like, but I'm not sure. But anyway, I'll show you exactly what I thought I would pick up, based on what I'm reading and looking at. But of course, all this is probably going to change at some point. But I'll read through them anyways. Furo Swiftness is just like it is now. Increases movement speed by 20% in cat form and 10% in your regular form, which is a little bit different, but pretty much still the same. And it's not really that great of a talent, because once you see this one teleports the Druid 20 yards in a random direction and knocks off all periodic damage and gives increased stealth of 10 seconds. It's the same exact move the Rogue has, Cloak of Shadows, but for Furo Druid, and that's pretty sick. I mean, you get pushed randomly in 20 yards, which might suck, but to have that Cloak of Shadows, which we never had before, is going to be pretty sick. And then the last one in this tier is it removes all your roots. And once you see this talent down here, you're not going to care about this one. This is just going to knock you out of a root or a snare one time and increase movement speed. So it's really not worth picking up. Definitely like this one. Nature Swiftness is the only one in this tree that I even can consider having, but this one still sucks because it's on a 3-minute cooldown, and it gives you an instant cast for your Cyclones, Roots, Healing Touch, and such. So the other one we're talking about is this one maybe. Renewal heals the Druid for 30% of your health, so you can, and it's castable in all forms, so you can use it in bear form to get that extra health. But I still like that Clutch, Cyclone, and Heal or Hibernate if you need it. Next tree is a few more sucky abilities, if you ask me, and the only one worth picking up is probably Typhoon. This one's usable in all forms, so imagine Typhoon is someone in cat or bear form, and the BG knocking them off the cliff or just knocking them back to get some distance. That's going to be clutch. Mass Entanglement seems pretty cool too. You get to root all players within 12 yards for 8 seconds. Damage obviously knocks them out, but you can't use it in bear form or cat form, so I don't see how I would even be able to use it at all. So I guess I'll go with Typhoon. And this Fury Swarm is just like the Fury Fire we have now. When you're talented into it, stacks 3 Fury Fires at once, does damage in bear form, and it stops people from re-stealthing. Really don't see that being better than Typhoon. And the level 60 tree, this is where it gets even better. Wild Charge, not too good. Nothing here for really cats, so definitely not going to pick anything up from here. The bear stun is the same as we got now, but I really don't use it for the haste or anything. Immobilizing them is pretty cool, but this one is sick. Incarnation. It's basically a shadow dance for Furo Druids. We're going to be able to use Ravage out of stealth and Pounce out of stealth and even re-stealth if you for the 30 seconds that you have this. 30-second Shadow Dance is going to be sick for Furo Druids. So we're going to have that, and we're going to have the Cloak of Shadows and Shadow Dance. We're basically going to be Furo Rogues, which is going to be pretty sick, because we do nasty damage now. I can't imagine what we're going to be like when we have these two moves. This one just gives you the 3 Trents that you get, if you're a Boomy, but obviously not better than Incarnation. Now, the level 75 tree seems to be all for bears. It seems like a tank entry tier. This just disorients targets within 10 yards for 4 seconds, but only can be activated while in bear form. The bear hug stuns. It seems like it stuns the person while you're in bear form. Melee attacks. A melee attack that stuns the target and deals 10% of the druid's health and damage every 1 second for 3 seconds. Effects cancelled if the druid moves away, attacks, or takes any other action. Use this ability activates bear form. Well, I really don't understand what this does. I guess you would have to test this out to see what it actually does and how it works, and if it's even good. Because I guess if you can just hug someone and hold them down from moving, maybe that'd be pretty cool. I'm not sure how this works, but this one here seems to be the one that I think I'm going to pick up. What this does is just pulls all enemies within 15 yards towards your location, and it's usable in all forms, so that's pretty cool. I mean, I guess I'll just use this if I'm trying to keep, if you're doing a rated BG and you're just trying to keep people away from your flag, just peeling away. This should be pretty cool. Now, last but not least, level 90 tier, the best. I couldn't wait to get this back. Disentanglement removes all roots. In addition, shapeshifting into a form heals the druid for 20% of the maximum health. This heal cannot be received more often than once every 30 seconds, which I don't care about that. I just care about shapeshifting out of roots. If we lost it, now we got it back, which is going to be pretty sick. So our mobility is back with Shadow Dance and Cloak of Shadows. We're going to be pretty unstoppable, I think. If we have these 3 moves here, that's all I care about when Mr. Pandora drops. If we have these 3 moves, I'll be pretty happy. And the extra healing, when you shapeshift every 30 seconds, 20%, that's pretty sick. And these other 2 are pretty good, but definitely not better than Disentanglement in my opinion. Okay, what Heart of the Wild does is just like it does now. It adds some stat bonuses. For 45 seconds, you're going to get 50% of your intellect as agility, which is kind of cool, but I really don't know how that's going to pan out, how much that ends up working out to being, how much intellect we're going to have as Feral Druids when Mr. Pandora comes out. I really don't know, but definitely not better than Entanglement. Now, for Natural Shapeshifter, this one, it seems like when you cast in your caster form, you get a buff, an attack power buff for your cat form abilities by 10%, and it's stackable to 3 times, so you can have 3 stacks of 10% extra attack power for your moves. So like when you use it, when you use like Savage, Ravage, or Shred, or any Mangle, any ability in cat form, you get an extra 10% attack power on it every time that you cast in. So it's kind of like when you got to jump back and forth to cast to get the bonus, and then back in the cat form to take off the stack. It's kind of weird. I'm not sure how that's gonna work out, but I guess we'll see. I mean, that's gonna be pretty fun to see if that even is any good, because you would have to be switching in and out of forms to keep the stacks up by casting and then reusing it when you get back into cat form. That just seems like a lot of work to keep those stacks up. I'm not sure if that's even gonna be any good. Anyways, this is my opinion. I just like the Cloak of Shadows and the Shadow Dance, and definitely the Disentanglement. I'm not really thinking too hard into this because I know that some of this is definitely going to change, but this is what I think, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time.